Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Captain Swan podcast number 81. Today we will be talking about sisters. I'm Serena, Savior out on Tumblr, and these are the people with me today.
Hi, I'm Daniela, and I'm Princess Swan Love on Tumblr.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm to the end of the world or time on Tumblr.
Hi, I'm Rons, and I'm Aloha Forever on Tumblr.
Hi, I'm Shannon, and I'm Mind Your Helm on Tumblr.
Okay, so like we wrote on Tumblr, if you follow us on the Captain Swan podcast Tumblr, you guys seem more interested in talking about the next episode instead of this Zelina and Regina-centric episode. Who knows why?
Oh, shocker.
Not shocker.
But we will be making you suffer through us talking about Regina and Zelina and Cora and whatever else happened, and the epic love story of Zadis, or whatever we are calling them. Wicked Green Hell, or whatever it is.
No, Green Devil.
Green Devil, okay, yes. We will be talking about that. So, let's start. Michelle.
Okay, our first set of questions are on Zelina, Regina, and Cora. And the first one is MJG Chick asks, with someone like Cora going into the light, how do you guys feel about people like Mila and Gaston going in? What type of message is the show sending when decent people like them, who are just flawed, got punished yet again? Yet Cora, even Liam, I know he did it for his brother and everything, but still, what he did,
I get what you're asking.
Hopefully, at the end of this dreadful arc, whatever CS does ends up helping those lost souls or something. So how do we feel about Cora moving on while
Good riddance.
Mila is stuck?
No, not good.
I feel bad for Mila. I feel bad for Mila, but I don't feel bad for Cora because she's the worst mother in the world.
Cora isn't going to somewhere bad. She's going to heaven.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't feel bad for her.
I feel bad for Henry Sr.
Well,
Exactly.
Because he's stuck with her.
Again.
Forever.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's just weird because they started with the swirly fire, and I was like, ooh, she's gonna get punished, and then no.
Whoever did that, they were like, yeah. And then I guess he got like distracted, and then he's like, oh, she slipped by probably.
No, I have a theory about this actually.
Probably Zeus.
Since both Liam and Cora were like, yeah, I did terrible things, I'm willing to face the punishment, even if it means burning for eternity, that was enough to grant them redemption to move on.
But it's not satisfying. I mean, I don't care about Liam, but Cora, she was basically the beginning of a lot of very fucked up shit. She killed She killed a whole village full of kids.
That gives me less hope for Rumpel. It sounds like anybody can make it into heaven nowadays, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I absolutely agree that it is beyond fucked up. I'm just saying that might be their reasoning.
Exactly.
But
I don't agree with their reasoning.
Well, I think they're going to fix it with the people who went to, like, Auntie M and Mila and them. I think they're going to fix it before they leave the underworld. Whatever that means, I don't know, but you just can't say Auntie M went to hell and stuff. You just can't.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything.
Exactly.
She ate a bowl of soup. That was all she did. And she liquefied. That's all she did.
Exactly. Like somebody who didn't do shit goes to hell, and the person who did a lot of shit, Cora, goes to heaven. What is wrong with this picture?
And Gaston was trying to, he was fine. I like that guy. He was.
But we all agree that James was a douche.
Yeah,
Thank you.
For
He was.
he kind of deserved it, but Cora, it was ridiculous. I was like, come on, this is ridiculous that she's going to heaven. But, I mean, within the episode, it kind of made sense, which I feel is the case a lot for Once Upon a Time. things make sense within the context of the episode, but it's harder to fit within the broader view of the show. That's how I felt about Cora going to heaven.
Yeah, I mean, if she had gone to hell, Zelina and Regina would have been sad, and they wanted a happy ending for them in the episode. So it made sense that she went to heaven, so Regina and Zelina were happy, who were the one who deserved to be happy. But if the only way they can be happy is if a bad person goes to heaven, that just makes no
Can I speak
sense.
about Selena and Regina for a moment? Like, how can they just run? I think the whole bonding sisterly love, oh my god, I'm Elsa and Anna type of thing, just happened just like that. It's like too rushed. I thought they were gonna like develop it like in the last episodes, and maybe if Selena lives after the end of 5B and season 6, it's gonna be developed. I just think it's too rushed because they just can't whiff our magic wand and poof,
Well,
all their evil
honestly,
past can go
I
bye
think
bye.
that's kind of what Hook is getting at in the sneak peek from this week's episode.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, given the fact that they were antagonistic because Cora had taken their memories, I get why they're suddenly like, oh, we actually did want to be sisters, but I still think that Selena has done enough things to Regina and the people Regina cares about that she should at least, she shouldn't be 100% trusting. She should,
But this
at
is what
least
Regina
watch her
kind
back.
of. I'm not surprised because, I mean, Regina wants this ideal, like, bond with certain people. Like, remember, like, Henry when in season 3 when it was really Pan in his
Oh,
body,
yeah.
and he like deceived her and like, I want to go home with you and blah blah blah. And even Regina was like, oh, I should have known because everything he was saying I really wanted really bad. So it seems like she kind of wants these ideal relationships and thinks, almost kind of like Snow White. She thinks like highly of some of her family members, but behind the scenes, you really can't trust that person.
I still don't trust Regina. I mean Regina. No, I mean I don't trust Selena still. I just think that they cannot make her change like that quick. I just think and I hope the last episodes will show her maybe willing to change, or maybe go back to being wicked. But I just want her to be a hero, even though I'm gonna miss her being a villain, because as a villain she was awesome, had style.
But there's nothing to do with her if she's a villain.
No.
Yeah.
She's the odd man out. Like Rumple doesn't like her. Everybody in the cast doesn't like her. She was. I mean, seriously, in 5A, she was a mute person because they didn't know what to do with
Exactly.
her. And everybody's kind of sick of her whining and whining and whining. So it's sort of like
So either you make her a hero or you have to offer. Those are your
right.
options.
So
Bye-bye.
and they like Bex a lot. So I don't
They're not
think
going to
they're gonna off
offer.
her. So they're gonna off someone else.
Rumple, please. Rumple, please.
All right, next question.
Marie wants to know, I gotta say, the little Selena and little Regina scenes were adorable, and the fact that they played a game that basically happened in episode 16 in season 3 is scary. Also, do you guys think we will ever see little Emma again, like in the foster system, or little Hook again, maybe with his mother? There's still CS questions, even when they're about other people.
Oh my god.
But Selena and we Selena and we Regina were actually adorable.
I know.
Yeah.
Little Regina is little Rebecca in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and she's great in that show too. She's really talented.
Huh? Yeah.
But
The
of
first
course,
time I watched the episode, she was looking a lot like Little Snow for some reason. I don't know why.
yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
She reminded me a
remind
lot
me-
of
Yeah.
Snow.
I can't believe the twist. Zelina and Regina known each other when they were kids, but they didn't remember it. And that's the
I
twist
saw
that
it,
surprised
like,
me.
I knew it was coming. I saw it coming a mile away.
Man, this
It was-
season they really gave up on even bothering to write any complex relationship development.
Mhm.
It's
I
like,
know.
it happened on a bike ride or a walk, or it's just memory loss or whatever.
I even said during the episode, I'm like, well, that's one way to fast forward someone's redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the only way it could go. Like, I mean, you have to. If there's everything has been like blaming like on Regina, but if you see it in this perspective for Zelina, that's the only way she's gonna change her mind.
Mm-hmm.
Where I can't see any other way. This is the only way that this relationship could have worked out. It's just, I mean, that they had a good relationship at one time, but it was just taken from them.
It just annoys me that it took us this long to get to this. I think is what annoys me.
Me too. I'm just sick of the whole memory loss thing starting to drive me insane.
Yeah.
Did Cora say that the liver Lethe runs by her house? Like,
Oh my god.
so
But
some
here's the
random
thing.
person-
Here's the thing I didn't understand. River Live makes you forget everything. How could you like finagle it to make it so you only forget certain stuff? Like that don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the fuck
brain
is this?
Well, then we'll go back to season 3 with like that curse that Zelina put on everybody. They only forgot a year. They didn't forget.
But that wasn't the River Live. That was just her with a memory spell potion thing, which we've seen Regina do before that didn't involve the River Live, which in mythology, when you get dipped into it, you forget everything about your mortal life. So I was like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, they involved the river in this plot where it was not necessary. Just say, I'm going to make you forget stuff like Regina has done 1,000 times, like with Henry, with everyone. I mean, so
It's just,
well, apparently the river runs in the Enchanted Forest, the same river, as Cora said. So maybe.
It just feels lazy. Like they wanted to say, hey, here's an underworld thing and dangle a carrot. And it's like, no, that's not necessary. We already know they're in the underworld, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't make
unless you're dipping someone in the river Styx to make them invulnerable, I don't care.
Does that mean when you cross the town line, there's a river there?
Oh, God.
I don't know, dude.
Okay, let's go to another question.
Cat will ask, I like the scene where Hook rescued Cora and wish we had to see that we got more of it. What did you think?
I thought it was cute, but I thought it was funny because Cora called Hook her fairy godmother.
It was a really great scene, and they remembered something that happened in a previous season, so that was unexpected and amazing.
What I want to know is how Hook got his hook into the bale of hay or whatever it is. Yeah.
Well, I think he dropped it in the clock tower, which is above.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, but how did he know it was going to get right where Cora would find it?
Luck.
Regina helped, I think. I don't know.
I don't know. It's
maybe
a magic. It's a magic
now. Megara wrote the tunnels or something, the map to the tunnels. Maybe they finally used it.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
The answer is magic. I mean, why are you asking questions?
Your questions are pointless.
I know. Think magic.
And speaking of pointless, pointless is Robin. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yes.
It's like a running joke. I mean, how can they decide to make him so useless?
It's like,
especially just before they kill him. Like, don't they know that?
We don't know if they kill him, Serena. Please don't do this.
Yeah, we do know.
Serena, they've done this. They did with Bagel.
Yeah, I know they did with Bagel.
This is what they do. They make a character irrelevant so that when they die, no one can complain.
I know, and it's insane. I mean, I guess they're so afraid that fandom will freak out about anything they do, that they decide to make everything they do have the least impact possible, so so people won't complain. I don't know. It's
They're gonna
like
complain though.
If I just don't want them to kill Robin, I just want them to not kill Robin because I'm going to hate everybody in the fucking
but they've
Aura
made
writers.
but they've made Robin like irrelevant.
Yeah,
Or
like
they
like
once they tied Regina's happiness to repairing her relationship with her sister, then Robin became irrelevant.
Which
Yeah.
just sucks.
It makes no sense. I was really thinking in 5A that it was going to be the other way. You know, that
I did
once
too.
the baby is
I
born,
know
Selena
they
would
just
be
pulled the
killed
rug.
off and Robin would be
Well,
left.
I just hope that they don't kill him, and I just hope if they kill him, hope at least for once, because I know it's not right, that Henry brings him to life just this once, and then he doesn't do it anymore to nobody. Just this once.
I don't know if that's gonna happen
no.
though.
I hope he
Mm-mm.
dies, and I hope Regina has more chemistry with her next love interest.
Please, you're such
Whether
a
it's
nasty
Jackie or
horrible.
Dragon
Hyde.
Queen.
No, she won. No, Lana wants to be with Indiana Jones. Remember?
Yeah, sure.
That's her husband.
That will happen, Lana. No, it's gonna be like Jekyll or Hyde
The
because
Oh
problem,
God.
the problem with, and I mentioned this before in I think another post or something. The problem with Outlaw Queen is that they're not balanced each other out. She's such a dominant character, and he's not.
Well, that
Yeah.
see, the problem there is they didn't let him. Like they hinted when they
Well,
first
yeah,
brought
they
him on
didn't
that he had this dark past. They did something
Right.
terrible or something,
Right.
and then they never elaborated what it was. So
Yeah,
we're
and I-
just
and
I-
like,
and I blame
what
that
the
on
hell
the
does
writers.
Robin bring him?
And I blame that on the writers. So
Me
like,
too.
I don't blame it. Everybody blames it on Sean, and I'm like,
we
no,
should not blame Sean.
should not blame
Mm.
Sean. I mean, he didn't
They
do
didn't
anything
give him
wrong.
anything.
I mean, he is given the scripts. He can't like ad lib things that he doesn't want. I mean, stuff like that. He just can't.
They won't even let Robin react to the fact that Zelina raped him, for the love
I
of God.
know.
Yeah. She
So-
took
They just
advantage of
pretend
this.
it didn't
me
happen.
So yeah.
This
Hey,
sucks.
you know what? Regina and Zelina could bond over raping people now.
Okay, now
Oh,
stop
God.
it. That's nasty.
that's
Next
really
question.
Okay, I'm
fun
sorry.
sisterly
Question,
bonding.
please.
Okay. These next two are about Charming and James. I'm just going to read them together because they're the same. Anonymous wants to know, question for the next podcast, what did you think of Charming and James part of the episode? And then Kelly wants to know, Charming actually wanting to reconcile with James in the episode was so heartbreaking because I bet he wanted his brother to have peace, and that's what their mother would have wanted. Also, Emma comforting her dad in this episode was an awesome thing.
I just think that maybe not everybody wants to be saved. I think James was a lost cause because he was so full of hate and so full of evilness in himself that he didn't want to be saved. He didn't want to reconcile with his brother. He just wants to kill him and have his revenge.
Yeah, but Charming did. Charming wanted to
Yes,
form
but,
some sort of brotherly bond before, he left the underworld, because this is a brother he never met. He
Yeah,
didn't even
and
know he
that's what
had
disappointed
until he
me.
was an adult.
I mean, there have been some really, really stupid reasons for revenge in this show, like super, super stupid. But wanting revenge for something someone did after you were dead, I think goes up there with blaming a 8-year-old for telling a
Yeah.
secret.
It's weird.
Like,
I mean,
I think Regina and James should have met and they could have hit it off.
Oh man, that would have been awesome.
Please
And-
not.
and
Oh god.
James is upset because Charming stole his glory, but newsflash, James, you're the punk ass who got himself killed by being an arrogant ass.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I know.
But I don't understand what glory he stole. What glory does Charming have in this show anyway?
Maybe James wanted the glory of being remembered for holding no spurts. I don't know.
I don't know. Like glory that he is under Regina's curse and that his baby got stolen, that kind of stuff.
Well,
I don't know.
he did get to marry a princess. Maybe it's that.
And now she's a school teacher in Storybrooke. Yay.
I mean,
Well,
like, the
Charlie didn't know,
glory,
James didn't know that was gonna happen.
but also the glory that his father, King George or whatever, he's a douche to his kid. Like, a big substitute kid. Yeah, he had a great life.
Well, James clearly isn't rational. But I was for all of that subplot because he gave us double the Josh Dallas, and he doesn't have nearly enough to do on this show. So yay!
20.
But they should have asked the orphan black people how to do it better because it wasn't great how they could cut the scenes with Josh playing both of them. I didn't think it was that good.
But you know what else they needed? I mean, Charming saying he knows how to break out of his own jail. Yeah, no, I'm convinced that Killian showed up and helped bust him out.
I wish they brought that up. Like, what did
Yeah,
Charming
because
do?
Emma,
Charming had, so the scene supposedly is like he broke out of his jail and he ran to Killian to get Killian to help to do what? Shouldn't
And where
he
did
go?
Killian go after he freed Cora? Freed Cora.
I don't know.
To find Emma.
I'm assuming that, Henry and Killian are hanging out together while everything's going down.
Well, speaking of Killian, is his hook just perpetually enchanted now? Can he just remove magical cuffs at will, like all the time?
Apparently, yes.
They should give it.
Maybe Regina or Emma enchanted it fresh again so that he could free Cora.
They should give his hook magic powers. That would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. In a stupid way.
My brain is going to,
So it can do different things. Like one day the hook can just
It can open your bottles.
It turns into a blender.
fireworks.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, cigar?
Okay, let's just go to another question.
Okay, next question is on Cruella and Emma. Anonymous wants to know, question for the next podcast. I get why Cruella punched Emma, but why is Emma always the one getting confronted? With this underworld arc, I was hoping to see Regina get confronted and Rumple, but nothing has happened, and things are coming towards the end of the season. I just don't understand why Emma gets all this shit put on her, but Regina and Rumple haven't. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
I think...
Go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it's because the fans keep complaining that they want season 1 Emma badass again, and that is a badass. That she took a punch and just took it.
But see, that's the thing. She had to take it because James was holding a gun to her head.
I know.
I mean, if she'd have retaliated, she would have got shot. That's not a fair fight.
No,
That's
it's not.
Cruella picking on her because she can. That's Cruella being her typical bully self and not letting Emma fight back.
Cruella's funny.
If James had gone away and they had like a knockdown drag out in the middle of town square or something, then that's one thing. That's Emma being a badass and kicking her ass. But this is just her sucker punching her because she can.
And I also was disappointed that Emma didn't figure out immediately that it was James. I'm like, does she really think her dad would pull a gun on her? Come on, writers.
Well, no, not even that. Just in shocking him not knowing that it was the anniversary or birthday rather than anniversary to like, time jumps and stuff. I'm like, isn't she supposed to have a lie detector? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, she's like a
never works unless the plot works.
Especially since she knows that James is down there.
Exactly.
I mean, like, it'd be different if she was in Storybrooke or whatever like that. I can understand that. But you're in the underworld where there's a twin brother of your dad. You gotta question him every time you see him when he's not.
Like we said last week, they need a secret handshake.
They do.
Yeah, they need a password.
So like a bro handshake between Hook and David to realize that that's not James, not David.
It was just a weak scene. That's not believable in our fandom, but they had to throw it in anyway.
Cruella was so funny in that scene when she met up with James. Why is everything in the woods with you people?
Yeah, that was funny.
She looks
But
like she just woke up too. That she like.
she probably did. Drug and gin-induced coma.
No, she doesn't have any gin. Remember, she misses the
I
gin.
know.
So she was just,
Was she drinking something in the sheriff's station? Was it champagne or something?
Yeah, I think it was
I
champagne.
don't know.
Okay.
I was so
Right.
grossed out when James and Corolla was flirting while they were.
Yes, Emma's face was the best. She's like, ew.
Gross.
Mm.
Next question.
Yeah.
Okay, these next sets of questions are on Rumple, Pan, and Hades. Stacy wants to know, did anyone else laugh at the end when Rumple introduced Pan to Zelina, like 3B villain meet 3A villain, who happens to be my dad? Also, Hades dancing to the music in the diner was amusing as hell.
Yeah, I like that.
Ow. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm so bored by this and Pan and Rump. Rumple is so boring.
I know.
Rumple
Why are they
is
even
so
bothering with
boring.
this?
He's become
I won't be
so
surprised
boring
that
now.
he dies. I won't be surprised if Rumple dies in a horror and then at least
No, they're
heroic
not.
act. Because
They're not gonna kill him.
Yeah, no.
What
so
about
fair.
Pan? Pan, what do you think is going to happen to Pan? And Cruella, too. What fate do they have?
Cruella's gonna get chucked in the river. I don't
Thank
know
you.
about
Oh, I
Pan.
don't know about Cruella being chucked in the river based off spoilers.
Really?
They're going. I don't know. Maybe Cruella could go to Storybrooke. I think
Oh
that.
god, I hope not.
Oh,
No,
I
please.
think
no.
that's
I
something
kind
they
of
would.
like her. I kind of like
Hen-
her in short doses.
Henry's gonna find something. It's in the spoilers.
So do
Yep.
we think Henry's gonna write them
Yes.
like an ending?
I mean, Adam tweeted that spoiler script about Stealthy. Here you go,
Yeah,
Stealthy. Here
yeah.
is your alternate happy ending. That's not in the
I'm so irked that
saying.
Snow isn't here to say hi to Stealthy.
I know. Well, she never really met him, did she? She met him for like 2 seconds and he died because of her, pretty much.
Exactly, which is why she should meet him.
I don't know, but yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen to the Blind Witch and Cruella and the rest of the people down there. Does Henry help out, Mila and all the people who went to the river?
Well, I
would hope
think
so.
the River of Lost Souls is going to get affected by the true love situation with Emma and Hook, but we'll
Yeah,
get to that later.
probably.
That explains why the clock tower
And
thingy
then-
is spinning out of control.
And then everybody in the River of Lost Souls is gonna ship them so hard. They're like, "Thank you, thank you so much, Captain Swan's the best."
Well, no, but that would be perfect because that means that Killian really did save Mila when it matters,
Yeah.
and I would like that.
Yeah, I want them to acknowledge it. I want them to acknowledge that on screen that Killian is happy Mila moved on finally.
Well, Colin did say that Area implied that that Killian was gonna find out what Rumple did.
And punch
Yeah.
him?
So hopefully we'll get
Oh,
something.
yeah. I hope so. Okay.
Okay, next question is Hooked on Killian for Life 28 wants to know, question for the next podcast, what are your opinions on the Hades versus Rumple in terms of who do you think is a better man, a better villain? Because they both have done really bad things, especially to our favorite pirate. What are your thoughts on this?
I don't know if I would say that one of them is better. I mean,
No, they're both equally douchey.
Thank you.
They could be brothers.
Oh god, please no.
I mean, they're equivalent to that kind of douchiness and being a dick. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
The
I think there's...
thing is,
Go ahead.
the thing is, how does Rumple know Hades is not going to take revenge on him later? I feel like once they hand Zelina back to Hades, if he hears of the contracts, Hades can harm them again, right? I mean,
Well, I think Rumple is counting on getting out of the underworld relatively quickly, and that Hades would not be able to follow them, but he's going to get fucked in the ass when it comes to that because of what's coming. because
That's
of what
very
I think
graphic,
happens at the
girl.
end of 520. It's gonna be hilarious.
The
very
thing is,
graphic.
but the thing is, like, Hades is not really that good of a villain.
Not yet.
He's not as good as Rumple is with, he put Hook on a hook and
But here's the thing, though.
dangled him over, but then Emma rescued him. It was like,
But is Rumple really that good of a villain right now? I mean, he's done Jack all in the Underworld arc, and he basically just repeats himself like every arc. He does the same thing where Rumple does something terrible. He's really the big villain the entire time, yet
but he keeps
he
succeeding.
doesn't change. He doesn't do anything.
But he succeeds.
Not
Yeah.
really.
Well,
No, he doesn't. If he succeeded,
Well-
everybody would be miserable.
Exactly.
Well, we are miserable right now.
That's why
I
I want
mean,
Rumple
I'm
to die.
talking about like
I
he'd have
mean,
his son
Captain-
back and all this other stuff, and it's clearly not happening. He gets defeated every single time. So how many times can they go to this well before it becomes boring?
It's already boring now. Like I was literally yawning when he was on
Exactly.
screen. Like he's again talking to unconscious Belle. I mean, come on, guys. Ugh, it just
Okay, let's go to another question.
Okay, this isn't really not so much of a question as it is a very long rant. So bear with me.
Okay.
Stacy says, real talk, half the problems happening to Emma and the Charmings are caused by them having the Mills Stiltskins in their lives with their drama and BS. I don't care if Henry is Rumple's grandson because Rumple doesn't give two shits about him. And with that, they should have kicked Rumple's ass out of town forever, and if he never came back, Emma would never be the Dark One. And on top of that, Regina being Henry's adoptive mother and Snow's stepmother shouldn't mean she has to be Snow and Emma's best friend, who tried to kill them multiple times and dragged them into association with her bullshit beef with the Selena, which caused her crazy ass to team up with Arthur and Hook. Team up with Arthur and Hook being nicked by Excalibur. That led to him dying and Emma turning into the Dark One. Plus her turning full Dark One, then Emma had to kill Hook as a sacrifice. Both Hook and Emma, Rumple screwed Hook's sacrifice over, which led
This is
into
so
the
long.
Lesser and Now plus Selena/Hades bullshit affair, which will screw over Emma in this upcoming episode and the one after that, which leads to an upset, pissed off Emma in 21. In conclusion, fuck the Mill Stillskins side character / villain on this show, and in this season for forcing Emma Swan to be in her drama because they are related to her family or whatever. P.S. Can't wait for the season to be over.
Oh my god.
Bringing low expectations for season 6.
Oh
And I'm
God.
not laughing because I think you're funny, Stacey. I'm laughing because it is so fucking true that I'm just like, wow, when
Yeah,
you write it
it's-
out like
it's
that,
correct.
it's insane.
I agree with the Rumple side of this rant, but I don't agree on the Regina side of this rant except for the Selena part. The Selena part I agree, but not the Regina part. Only the Selena and Rumple part. Because you know I'm a Regal fan.
Well, you have to admit that Regina's been a very shitty friend to Emma up until 5B started, and then she suddenly did a 180 and became like the bestest friend ever.
Yeah,
I know.
she was so awful in 5A, not to mention all the times previously. So, yeah.
I know.
I really liked your rant, so thank you for sending it to us.
We knew you liked this, Serena.
I agree with everything. Congratulations on having all the correct opinions, and thank you.
But see, that's the thing. It's like they keep saying, well, Rumple's part of the family and all this shit. I'm like, no, he's not. He's, biologically he's Henry's grandfather, but he treats them all like shit.
Yeah,
Therefore, he should not be considered part of the family.
Yeah, in real life, if Rumple was a person in our world, he would be, detached and nobody talking to him anymore. You just run away from him and move away. You just, not stop calling him because he's calling you on his cell phone or whatever. You just ignore him. Yeah, I don't think he's part of the
Block
family.
him on Facebook.
I know, you block him on Facebook, block him on Twitter, block him on Tumblr. Just
Instagram, whatever.
I know everything. Just I don't understand. Like I get that their whole metaphor of he has this disease or whatever, addiction to magic and stuff like that. But I'm like, he was free of the magic, and then he wanted it back, which is like an addict, I get you. But, like, sometimes you just gotta, like, cut that tie, cut that, loose
Yeah, you
thread.
gotta cut somebody out like that off at some
Because
point.
he's just tearing down the rest of the family, pretty much. The children are in danger. The cousins now are in danger. Everybody's in danger because of this douchebag guy who gets crack around the corner. I just magic crack on the corner. And I think they
That was
should also.
awesome.
And I think they also they should cut loose Belle too, because she's also feeding into his magic addict thing. The wife that she's going to prison or whatever like that, and giving him crack underneath the table or something.
She's the mob boss's wife. I'm telling you.
She is the mob boss's wife.
Mm-hmm.
It's just. Yeah, I think because Rumple wouldn't have made it back into town if Belle didn't reach out by her email crap.
No,
So, like,
he wouldn't have made it back into town if she'd have banished him properly. If she'd have said, leave this town and never come back, he wouldn't have been able to come back. But no.
Yeah, they should never let Belle be in charge of anything anymore. That dagger should have never been in her hands at all.
No.
She shouldn't be in charge of her own life, even.
I know. She
Not
needs
at
to go,
this
that's
rate.
why she needs to go back to the insane asylum and stay there. Because that's the only, or, fall asleep and keep, well, she is asleep right now. That's the only thing she's good at is being asleep, so.
It's so sad because
I know.
Emily was so good on Lost. She can actually do things when you give her material to work with, but she just has nothing to work with. They just keep doing the same thing. Lather, rinse, repeat. That's all it is.
But I'm really curious, like, how they're going to handle this next San Diego Comic-Con with that relationship and that, round table, and what are Adam and Eddie going to talk about? Because, like, I can't see, like, everybody just, like, not talking about, like, what the fuck is this relationship about anymore?
But they don't.
It's been the same way for years, and they always say, "Oh, Rumpel is a good man deep down."
You can't ignore this anymore. He pretty much put his cards on the table, and this stupid girl now is just accepting it and, like, making bad choices and putting her baby in danger, putting herself under sleeping curses and blah blah blah. It's like, why are you with this guy? He just doesn't want to change, and you think he can, or now that you know that he doesn't want to change, why are you still attracted to him? Why are you still in love with him?
Because she's an addict
She
too.
loves him.
Well,
She's an addict to bad boys.
then find someone to a lesser degree. Will Scarlet was a lesser degree than that.
He deserves better at this point.
This guy can kill people, and he has a dagger. If you, like, are addicted to bad boys, then, go find someone, like, down the street and, like, at the rabbit hole or something. I don't know.
It's not so much that Belle, like, continues to make terrible choices. It's that they continue to attempt to frame the relationship as some sort of positive thing. I mean, yeah, a positive romantic thing with the other couples, which it clearly is not. I mean, it's toxic as fuck.
Well, that's the thing I want them to
If they
address.
if they were upfront about, yes, we're writing this toxic relationship and showing that maybe true love does not always find a way, then I could accept that. But they won't. They won't say that.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what the hell, because Adam and Eddie, I think Eddie said it in an interview, like, before, I think this arc, was that Rumpel learned a lesson.
Yeah.
And what was this lesson that he learned?
Tell the truth.
Okay, he told the truth. That he is a dick. He admitted that he's a dick, and he wants to keep he said he's in love with this dagger. He told Belle, I'm in love with this dagger. And I'm in love with you too, though. So he has this, like, three-way relationship with the dagger and Belle.
Oh, that could go to a very bad place.
Exactly.
So I
use a safe word.
So okay.
Okay, but there was this recent interview with Right. There was this recent interview with Adam and Eddie where they said because Belle saved Rumpel over Gaston, it means something which she doesn't acknowledge. Come on, he's a husband. That doesn't mean anything.
He's the father of her baby. Given the choice
Right.
between Gaston and the father of her child, then yeah, she's going to save the father of her child. That doesn't mean they should be together.
The only way this will make sense to me is if they're trying to, this relationship is, they're like, yes, it's toxic, so the only way to salvage the rest of the storyline is that, she finds, a true love in this baby, and then she just lets this guy go.
No, the only way Belle has one of two choices. She can either let Rumple go and try to be the hero she keeps claiming she wants to be, or she can say, "Fuck being a hero. I'd rather be with Rumple and be an evil power couple together." That's her choices.
But the writers don't want to do that. I don't get that impression. The writers don't want to show them as true love and as though their love can win the day. I don't see it going any other way in the show, honestly.
I mean, I agree with you. I'm just saying that
The
if they were being honest with themselves, this is what they should
Right.
do, but they don't.
Yeah.
The interesting side with that speculation, with the second one of her being, accepting and, I'll give into the darkness and we'll be Bonnie and Clyde or whatever like that, is the Jekyll Hyde thing. That she becomes Lacey again.
I think if that happens, that she becomes Lacey again, it will be next season. I think the cliffhanger of this season will be Regina being the evil queen again, and then all the other characters doing that too. That will eventually happen next season, because having a cliffhanger with everyone becoming a double version of themselves, I think would be less effective than just having one.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought. I don't think they should just keep it just with Regina.
I don't even think it's going to be everyone. I think it's just going to be Regina.
Well, I think it's going to be a select few people, not everybody. It has to make sense for certain people. Like they did they did Dark Hook and they did Dark Emma. They did two.
Yeah, they just did
ones.
those two, so they can't do it with those two. And we just had Charming and his evil twin. If they did it with Snow, that would be interesting. That would give Ginny something to do. I'm for that.
I don't know. I just think.
Dark Snow, like in the storybook AO. Yes. That was interesting.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And
who will stop him? Henry?
That, though.
I mean, ideally, I would rather it just be Regina and have like the first part of the arc have her and the rest of the characters not know that she's having this dual personality thing going on, because that's what happens in the Jekyll and Hyde story. He doesn't know he's Jekyll and Hyde at first, and it comes out later, and that it builds and builds into this thing, and they don't know which Regina they're dealing with. They're like, "Hey, is Regina acting really weird to you?"
Yeah, than normal.
Slowly put the pieces together.
But I thought as the season progresses, as the episodes keep going by, slowly for maybe not for a long period of time. It starts with Regina, but maybe someone else gets affected or drinks a potion or whatever, and it could be Belle, it could be Rumple, it could be anybody. If Henry did it, and he had two alternate versions of himself,
that's dumb because he doesn't.
No, it'd be funny because he would write different types of fan fiction.
Porn.
He would.
Oh my god! What happens if Robin doesn't die, or I don't know, maybe if they do this Jekyll and Hyde thing, maybe it's just Emma, Hook, Robin, and Regina who accidentally, by magic, have a double personality when they're just the good persons they are, but they have another personality where they're evil, they're nasty, they're planning something, and everybody doesn't suspect nothing. And
yeah, but Robin is gonna die.
I'm just saying, maybe. Maybe.
Okay. So now we're getting into the speculation specifically for 520. And this first one is about Emma's flashbacks. Anonymous wants to know, question for the next podcast. I love all of you so much, and you keep me smiling, so thank you all for that. My question is, what are your hopes for the next episode? Are you guys excited about the Emma flashback? Thanks. I'm super stoked for these Emma flashbacks. You have no idea. These are the Emma flashbacks I've wanted this entire fucking show. So thank you for finally giving it to me.
Yes.
Speaking of the episode 520, I don't care how Captain Swan succeeds in these trials of true love in hell. If they have a kiss, if they have coffee, if they just do something with something, I don't care. I just want and to be over with this whole underworld hell.
Yeah, I hope it's gonna be something special, something different than a usual true love kiss, because I mean, every couple, well, not every couple, but even Rambel almost had a true love kiss.
Well,
So,
we've got like 5 questions on the true love moment. Do you want me to read them?
okay.
Okay, on the CS True Love moment, Hooked on Killing for Life 28 says, question for the next podcast, how do you think the next episode will play out? Do you think that Killian and Emma will have to be separated again at the end of the episode, but just for a little bit, and then they reunite when they all get back to Storybrooke? Anonymous wants to know, question for the next podcast, at what point in the next episode do you think Killian and Emma will go on their true love quest? And then another Anonymous wants to know, how do you think the quest Killian and Emma go on will play out? Do you think they have to go through a bunch of different tests, or do you think it's one big test? Then Hooked on Killian for Life 28 also wants to know, do you think that Killian... Oh, I already read that one. Never mind. Anonymous asks, question for the next podcast. So how do you think this true love moment will work? Do you think Emma will have to let Killian go in order for it to work, or do you think it will be something else? I just hope that in the end their true love will be strong enough to bring Killian back to life and get them all out of the underworld. What do you guys think will happen?
I had this theory that they succeed, but the wave of true love will also free Hades.
Yes, that is my theory as well.
That's what I think will happen. Emma and Harry's true love kiss also broke the curse on Storybrooke.
Yeah, because see, here's the thing that people keep forgetting. Killian's not cursed. He's dead. That's a different thing. So yeah, they're gonna break a curse. It's just not a curse on either of them.
Yep.
But they still have true love. It's just not bring him. It's just not powerful. It's not that it's not powerful enough to bring him back to life. It's just that that's not what the test is for. Hades might make them think that's what it's for, but it's actually not. It's really just to break his curse and get him the hell out of
Yeah, like Rumpel in the season 1 finale sent Emma on that quest for the potion, saying it was for Harry, but it was actually for him. So yeah.
Exactly. And we just got done saying that Hades and Rumple are essentially the exact same lying liar who lies. So
yeah. It's essentially season 1 repeat, but Hades is Rumple. It just hasn't been revealed that Hades is a dick yet. We kind of know he's a dick, but we haven't been revealed what kind of dick he is. But.
we all know that Killian is ultimately going to be resurrected. It's just not going to be in 520. It's going to be in 521.
So bring your tissues tomorrow. It'll be good, but it'll also be bad.
Angsty.
It's gonna be angsty.
Seriously.
Seriously. I know spoilers, specific spoilers. I'm not gonna talk about it here, but it's just be ready.
You'll be sad, but then you'll be happy about it.
Yeah, well, I'll get the Harry Potter and Ron gift where you'll suffer but be really happy about it.
But you only you only have to suffer for one episode though.
But here's the thing. You kind of had to suspect something like this was going to happen because this episode's going to heavily parallel Tallahassee. And what happens at the end of Tallahassee? Emma leaves him up there on the beanstalk. They get separated. So this time it's just going to be not by choice. It's going to be because Hades is a dick.
Yes. They have to conclude that storyline. It's not because of Captain Swan. It has to be the progression of the other characters and where they're going. Captain Swan will be true love and blah, 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 blah. But there's still, we're at 520. There's still 3 episodes left. There still has to be some dramatic moments. You can't be like, hey, everybody, let's go to Granny's now. It's like, we got 3 more episodes left.
But let's be honest. Knowing their true love is just going to make Killian even more determined to find a way to get back to being alive.
Yeah,
especially if Hades leaves and heads to Storybrooke and is a threat to his family. He's going to be like, fuck this noise. I'm getting the hell out of here.
I mean, he spent 200 years looking for revenge on Rumpelstiltskin because he screwed him over. You don't think he's gonna fight for this to try to, because he knows like there's loopholes. Hades got out, so he can find a way. He just needs to
Zeus.
like he needs to
Zeus.
find yeah, I know. He just needs
Zeus
to
is
find
coming.
he needs to find the right friends, pretty much.
Well, and that's the thing. If Zeus does show up in 21, which I think we're
I
all
think he
pretty
does.
reasonably certain that he will, that makes the Meg thing actually mean something, and it's not just some random plot point that happened because for shits and giggles. It actually serves a purpose because if Meg, they made a point of saying that Meg and Herc went to Mount Olympus when they crossed over. So who's on Mount Olympus? Zeus. So who talked to Zeus?
Yeah. Even though we won't see those two characters physically, they might, mention them.
Yeah, and let's be real. I mean, Zeus cursed his brother for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but it's clearly because he realizes that Hades is a very bad dude. So if Hades gets out and can get to the real world and start like killing people willy-nilly and stuff, then it's in Zeus's best interest to help Killian get back too and stop his brother.
Yeah, he doesn't want his
havoc.
brother to succeed. He wants him to fail very badly. So he will, help. He will ship Captain Swan. Nothing's going to happen. The Almighty God will ship Captain Swan.
And I'd like to point out that if Zeus does show up, that means that Killian will be the only one to have interacted with Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon.
Wow.
He's got to get like a little pass book or something, like a stamp. Can you stamp my thing? I was at this world, like you go to these like national parks or something. Can you stamp this?
Oh my gosh.
I was at Neverland. Can you stamp this, Peter Pan? I've been to this. I've been to all these different realms.
Okay, so are we having a general consensus that the actual tests that they're doing is the scales?
Yep.
Well,
Are you?
I'm not going to say anything.
Well, I mean,
what?
we've got the true love pedestal. Emma's got her heart. I mean, it's like an ancient Egyptian like story or some such where your heart gets weighed, and if
it's pretty much that.
Whatever. I mean, it's not like that's a. I mean, we know about the pedestal, so it's not a spoiler. Right. I mean, it is,
okay.
But it's not.
It's confirmed.
I wonder if the scales, where the scales are in relation to the pedestal. Maybe they sit on top of the pedestal?
Yeah, I think there's a piece that wasn't there when she took the picture.
Right, okay. It's a scale. It's the feather in the heart thing.
Can we all agree that this episode is going to be awesome, and we're all going to die, and we're going to need a lot of chocolate and rum and a blanket?
And I can't honestly tell you how thrilled I am that it's not going to be a true love's kiss. That's going to be, that what ultimately brings him back is going to be true love, but it's not going to be the traditional thing. It's going to be something that's unique to Emma and Killian.
Yeah.
Whatever that winds up being in 21. I don't know what it is, but
But they will taste the rainbow. The rainbow of true love will come out. I'm pretty sure that someone told me that that's going to happen. So if you really wanted the rainbow effect of true love that we usually see with a kiss of true love's kiss, the rainbow that expands and hits everybody and it's amazing.
Well, remember we had it with True Love's handshake. We had a True Love's handshake with Emma and Elsa.
I know the handshake of true
So it's gonna be True Love something with the rainbow and the whoosh and yay, but it's not gonna be a kiss. So
Coffee's not True Love act.
But they will kiss in that episode.
Yeah, but can I ask a question? Is an act of true love equals in coffee?
Not next episode.
Thank you.
No.
I know they tore down, this is just random, I know they tore down, or didn't tear it down, they put it in storage, the CS house set. But as far as we know, that house set is just the first floor. It's not like a bedroom. So could we just get like them waking up in a room that has a bed that we're just supposed to assume is their house?
Or the Jolly Roger.
Or wake up on the Jolly Roger or something. Because if they end this season with being engaged and not confirmation on screen of sexy times, then yeah, all this angst is not worth it, Emma and Eddie. Just FYI.
Thank you. I was waiting for you to say that.
I don't know. I'm hoping we get both. I think we
Yes.
deserve it. We've been through how long have they that we haven't it's been a long time, almost over a year I think that we've had
I'm dating.
anything really good like them in normal Storybrooke together.
Ish. I just want them if they end this season with them engaged and having sexy time shown and with morning after, I'll be so satisfied to wait until season 6 for a lot of good moments.
I'm not even worried about
be
season
waited.
6. I'm worried about getting paid off for all this
I
fucking
know,
angst we've had to put up with for 22 episodes.
Yeah, I know. Like season 6 is
I'm-
fine. Like
I'm both.
I'm not even really concerned about season 6 at all. I'm just wondering how long these things take for it just takes forever. And ever. It's like, why? Why is this taking so long?
I mean, Rumbell spent, almost all of season 3 separated due to one thing and another, and they got married at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And all we're getting is an engagement, we think.
I'm hoping.
I mean, these two things are not equating.
Talking,
when you list all the things that Captain Swan has had to deal with this year, and then you just understand that Rumbell was just separated, boo-hoo, and Rumpel died for 3 seconds. These two things are not equating, and it frustrates me that they feel like they can keep stringing along the payoff for the amount of drama that we have to put up with.
But will there be time, immediately after this episode, there's the other last rites and then the finale. I don't see them having a moment, unfortunately.
I know.
I just see them after they come back from the underworld. I see them just go to the house, have a dinner, and then do it. They just pick each other's clothes
There
up and go,
definitely is not time for that.
There's no time for dinner.
boom. Yeah.
For dinner.
I'm not saying. Cheers with the rum.
Oh
They're not going to do it in the middle of the street, I'm telling you so.
I know they're not gonna do it in the middle of the street. I'd say in their house or in the jolly. I don't give a fuck.
Speaking of payoff, this next question is from Anonymous. They want to know, what do you think about the speculation going around that Emma might be pregnant by the end of the season? I personally do not want this to happen yet. It just seems like there are way too many babies on this show right now, and I just think it is a bit too soon for a CS baby. Plus, I want to see the baby making. Yay and on! And I'm hoping for a CS baby at some point, but not right now. I think they should wait until the end of next season, possibly. What do you guys think?
There's not gonna be a baby. Stop speculating that Emma is pregnant. This happens each year. She's not gonna be pregnant.
That's my fault, I'm gonna say. I'm sorry. I made a speculation post that made my mind go upside down for a bit, and it freaked probably people somehow. So I'm sorry. I did. I'm sorry.
I saw that post, Shannon. You were very bad.
I laughed.
It could happen. It could. You never know.
But not this soon. I mean, the perpetual problem with the idea of a Captain Swan baby before the very, very, very end of the show is the fact that Emma is the main character, and they can't send her back out of the action like they can with
the only reason
Belle
why Emily
or Snow. They need her to be action girl and do stuff, and she can't be running around like that if she's pregnant. It makes no sense.
All the onion rings, magical onion rings to still track us.
But see, they wouldn't. I don't think they'd do that either, because Emma's last pregnancy was so mentally traumatic for her that if they do it, it's like the very, very end.
Mm-hmm.
No, the problem the thing with that is those actors are really pregnant, so they can't have them actively moving around like that too. And Emma has magic, Snow and Belle don't. You don't know what kind of pregnancy that is with someone who's magical.
She was magical when she was pregnant with Henry.
Yeah, but she was not as powerful enough as she is today.
And plus, she was in the Land Without Magic. The
only reason why I made that post is because it just made kind of an interesting plot. Where if Rumpel it's just it's just speculation.
No,
it's nothing. But
see, That's the thing. People glom on to some of these things, and it's like, no, it's just a thing. Like Rumple standing between them in that scene, and what was it, 514 or whatever, when they're back in the house. People are like, oh my god, it means Rumple's gonna come
No,
between them and steal their baby or some bullshit. And I'm like,
no,
no, that just
no.
means that Rumple is going to do something at some point in this arc to fuck them over. And oh, look, that's actually going to happen in this next episode. This whole Selena bullshit.
The only thing that not even basing off of those kind of scenes, is because there is this freaking contract that he's trying to get out of, and it doesn't, it wouldn't, I wouldn't put it against, Rumple to do something dickish to make him move that contract to someone else. That's the only thing I'm saying. Speculation.
But but I'm pretty sure he's just gonna tear it up.
But that's too easy. It's
So?
way too easy.
Have you watched the show? They do shit that's too easy all the time. This fandom wants the show to be more complicated than it is. It's perpetually a problem. I mean, believe me, I understand. I want a lot of the speculation that people come up with to actually happen, but I know that it won't because Adam and Eddie are not that clever.
I know. It's sad. It's sad that we should all be the writers of the show, and we're not.
I want to be a writer of Once Upon a Time.
But right now, I'm just trying to get us to them banging.
Me too.
Practice the baby making all you can. Just go for it.
I think we can all agree about that. It is about time for the banging.
Yes. Baby making and episodes of 5B, and then when in the last episode of the last season of Once Upon a Time, they can boom, Emma's pregnant. Because too soon for pregnancy just now.
Yeah, she's not gonna be pregnant until like the end of the last episode of the last season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just not gonna happen. It's just a stupid speculation because it's not based on anything. Anyway, do we have another question?
Well, we have 3 left, and they're all kind of random. They don't necessarily have to do with 520 or this past episode, but Abby Lynn 1981 wants to know a comment about Ruby Slippers. The hubby and I started watching season 2 of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and after the once same-sex relationship app, we were so incredibly surprised at how cute and enjoyable the same-sex relationship had developed on UKS. With half of the allotted episode time, most of the development again came in one episode, maybe a couple of previous meetings, and a much cuter outcome. I think what hurt once was trying to fit in a new epic love, true love's kiss in 40 minutes, which it may have done better with more time jumps. Thank you again for the feedback. By the way, I really enjoyed the theory last week about Regina and the evil queen personality split a la Jekyll and Hyde. That would be a really interesting twist and a nice way to parallel the Dark Swan arc. Thanks again for the fun discussions. So Serena, we did not get your opinion on Ruby Slippers and how that went down.
Okay. It was so badly done. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm all for it in theory from a same-sex relationship, but it Ruby, I like her, but they didn't have that much chemistry. Dorothy was married a little hopeful. She's not enjoyable, and I don't get why they've decided that strong female character now means she has to be pissy all the time. So, yeah. And it being developed in just one episode made it really came off as not being a priority. Like they just had to do it because they said they would do it at the beginning of the season, and that's why they did. And I'm still pissed off that Mulan still doesn't have a love interest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like Ruby, but I don't like her as much as I like Mulan. And I want Mulan to have an happily ever after, and they better give it to her before the end of the show.
Not to mention that, but Mulan is a person of color, and given the fact that how badly they've treated some of the other persons of color on this show, giving her the happy ending over the white girl probably would have been better.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, hopefully, I mean, if I want to be optimistic, I'll say maybe they'll have a longer arc to give Mulan her happy ending. If I
I'm
have
not.
to be realistic, I'm gonna guess
They
they will
just
have one scene where we see Mulan with some random girl. They'll tell us. They'll tell us that the girl is named Shang, and that will, and the happy ending will be implied.
Yeah. So
Prove
sad.
prove me wrong, Adam and Happy.
they just wanted that relationship because they wanted to make fun of the
Uh,
fact that it's Ruby Slippers. That's it. That's all they wanted was a title called Ruby Slippers. They're like, hey, aren't we
Yeah.
clever? Look how clever we are.
Wh-
Ruby. They're
When
slippers. Oh.
when Moulin Rouge is still more clever.
I know.
yes.
Okay.
Oh, so sad.
But the fact that they actually had a ship name in the title of the episode, it's like calling an episode Captain Swan or Snow Him,
Exactly.
because
Or
there
all
were
the queen.
no
Well,
ruby slippers in the episode. So
they should call it episode Captain Swan. I wish
I
they
mean,
would.
I'm for
Yes.
that.
Captain Swan movie 3. End of 3, season 3. They should have really called it that.
It's a lot better than the name that the writers tried to give Emma and Hook. Oh my god.
Which one is?
Wait, what was that?
They wanted Adam originally wanted us to call them Hookma.
It sounds like a disease.
Well, that's what we all said.
Like
See,
whooping
okay.
cough or something.
Okay, a little Captain Swan history for all of you who may be new. Back in early season 4 or in early season 2, when the Crocodile and the
I wasn't
Doctor
there.
and Tallahassee were airing, there were like 10 of us who shipped Emma and Hook, and Adam wanted us to call them Hookma, and we all went hell to the no, and we cast about for a new name. And I wish I could remember the person who came up with Captain Swan, because bless that person. And then we all started to tweet Jane Espenson the day Tallahassee aired about the new ship name for them. And I've got a reply back from her, and she said it was a mighty seafaring ship. So,
Nice.
so I have not been worried about Captain Swan since that moment.
There you go. Hookma.
Sounds like Hookma.
I don't know. It sounds like something from
So
the
hard.
or it sounds like something
Writers
that
should leave the ship naming to the fans. It's our
I know.
domain, you know.
Yes.
They have no business inventing
Thank
ship
you.
names.
Oh my god. Hookma.
Oh, that's hilarious.
God. The best they could do. Wow. No wonder they give us this crappy stuff. Is that the best they could do?
So I just like they haven't given enough screen time with Captain Swan and Ella Queen, and they just give like all the whole hell, Selena and Hades, blah blah blah. I just hope that either way, this ends in a good note and give like characters. I just, you know what? Who will be crazy if the new character were somebody from that we haven't seen, we have seen, but with their villain who that we have seen in Once Upon a Time Wonderland. And I was like, when I watched I was like, Jafar, 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 please, Jafar. You know?
Mhm.
I would love Jafar
I
to
never
be on the main
watched
show.
that episode.
But I'm so afraid that if they brought somebody from Wonderland on, they'd fuck them over, just like they did poor Will Scarlet.
Yeah, leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least tell
not
us
like them.
he made it back to Anna, or what the hell happened with them, or something. Even if it's just
Yeah.
an interview. I mean, come on, that's just so
I don't know.
retarded that they had they had him show up. You know, apparently miserable that something happened to Anna, but they won't tell us what it was, and now he's just randomly gone again.
Maybe she's in this insane asylum now.
Again, these people are not that smart.
I know, it's weird. It's stupid. I thought like it would be a good idea to have Emma, when she was the Dark One, disappear into the Channel Force, and then she would like find friends with, instead of Miranda, it would be or what's her name?
Merida.
Miranda.
Miranda.
Miranda would have been better than Merida.
Should have been Anna or whatever. So
Uh,
to connect
Anyway.
those two stories, opposed to bringing a new story in. God, I can't wait till they're gone.
All right, we've got 2 questions left. Stacy wants to know: is it me, or does it seem like Hook's redemption arc is the best one on the show? Thoughts?
Yes.
Yes.
You're not gonna change our minds.
Well, Rumple doesn't have one. Every time they try to
I
give him
know.
one, he just, screws up, and so he clearly doesn't want to be redeemed.
Yeah.
And Regina's has been so haphazardly done that we're just supposed to forget she was the evil queen now.
And that's the only ones that we've really known for redemption arcs.
Yeah.
There's no other
Regina?
ones. I mean, we have the downfall of Belle. The downfall of Belle arc.
That's not a redemption arc. That's a fall from
it's
grace
like,
arc.
I know, it's the opposite.
I wish they'd call it that. I wish they flat out just say, this is Belle's fall from grace. This is Belle, embracing her darkness or whatever. If they said that, then I could embrace this. But no.
Well, they need to say something at San Diego Con, because it's just like the elephant in the room if they don't address, hey, she's stupid now, right? Because I don't get it.
These are the same people who refuse to admit that Regina raped Graham. I mean, talk about elephants in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to know who has the guts to ask that question. So someone's got to ask it, because apparently, because apparently all the questions that we've been getting for interviews from TV Line have been about Rumple and Belle. I'm like, who the hell cares about them? They are tainted. They are crap. Why do they keep asking these questions about them? Is all I get.
Because the fans ask. The Rumble fans are invested. Well, I think people like Midovich, when they give these questions to Em and Eddie, there are certain ones they won't answer. Like Captain Swan questions at this point, they won't answer them because anything is too spoilery, and they're like, no spoilers, hashtag.
Then don't answer anything pretty much, because I'm just tired of looking at Rumble questions. It pisses me off. Don't answer anything then.
A lot of people still ship Rumble. I don't know why.
I'm sick and tired of hearing Swan Queen questions because they're pissing me off every time I see them.
I haven't seen
But I
that.
ignore.
Don't go looking for Swan Queen. I mean,
I'm just saying.
Stay on your.
No, look, I'm just saying that.
I don't see them in interviews.
The ones who haven't passed.
Yeah,
I mean, remember when the Swan
Queeners
Queeners attacked them and they just rebuffed them? That's what I like about Adam and Eddie and Jen and Colin and Sean and Lana. When they hear this whole Swan Queeners evil stalkers, they just bash them and just tell them what it is and put them in their place.
Yeah, let's not talk about Swan Queen. They bore me. It bores me. This conversation is not interesting. So let's just. Do we have another question?
We have one left. Anonymous wants to know, if CS wasn't canon and Emma was in an LGBT relationship, who would you want it to be with?
Elsa is the only correct answer.
I agree.
Elsa.
I don't know. I guess.
I don't know.
Sure.
I know, but I just couldn't
mean,
imagine Once Upon a Time without Captain Swan.
I mean, if they were going to do it, it has to be Elsa, because Elsa is the only other person who has a prayer of and who understands her, and who is not related to her step grandmother.
Thank you.
Or Mila is also a possibility I could get behind. I saw some.
Okay.
Okay, that would be even weirder if Bagel is in the picture, though.
Oh
I don't care.
Please, no.
I think it would be funnier.
Sri is like, I give 0 fucks.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that was...
I would like a version where
I love you.
The backstory is the same, but when Hook and Mila meet up with Rumple, instead of killing Mila and cutting off Hook's hand, he does the opposite. He kills Hook, cuts off Mila's hand, Mila becomes Captain Hook, and then she and Emma hook up. Like 200 years after that. So it's Captain Swan.
Okay.
I like Killian Jones too much. Sorry.
Me too.
I mean, if it had to be somebody, I would go with Elsa, but I like my Frozen Jewel too much.
I know.
Oh, and bless the person who made the Frozen Jewel video because it's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw it. I have to see it.
I haven't liked. I haven't reblogged it yet. I should do that so everyone can see it.
Can we talk about the Jennifer Morrison interview on Hollywood Live?
I didn't listen to that yet.
Yeah, but I read it. But
I mean, all the pertinent quotes have been transcribed anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does Adam always complain about Final Draft
Read
on
about-
Twitter? Why can't he just change the app he uses? I mean, it's been
What?
like Adam, every few months starts complaining on Twitter about the program, the software he uses to write scripts. He just hates it, and it's not changing.
At least he's not talking about, the Swan Queeners. At least he's staying away from that for a long time.
You know what? Adam has really backed off the Twitter thing ever since he threw Jen under the bus, and I'm like,
I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's that or if it was just he's busy with his other show.
Mm.
Yeah, but he was involved. He was involved with Wonderland, and it didn't cut back on his Twitter on his tweeting. This was ever since he threw Jen under the bus. He popped his head up for the whole Swan business, and then he popped his head back down again.
Oh. Yeah. Well, maybe Jen called him on it. He's like, stop. Just shut up. How about that? Just shut up on Twitter. Stop.
Yeah, don't throw your lead, most articulate actress under the bus, please and thank you.
Yeah, just stop what you're doing on, don't give those other idiots,
Yeah, he's so disloyal. That's how I feel. He's very disloyal when he does things like that.
Yeah.
Not cool, dude.
Well, I mean, he's not just the only one guilty for that. I think Lana's done it too. I think some of them are not on the same page with what their interviews are doing. So,
basically, the Hollywood Life thing, they asked Jen about Captain Swan, and she thinks they're true love, and as an audience member, she wants to see them get a happy ending, and
but that's not a big surprise.
Well, no, it's not a big surprise, but it's nice when your actors ship your favorite couple. That's all I'm gonna say.
I like how
and she also said that she and Colin knew right away that they had instant chemistry. So I'm like, yes. I was nice.
Oh yeah, that's a no-brainer. I like how the interviewer called them the hot couple of Storybrooke. And Jen was like, I'm blushing. I'm like, yeah, you guys are the hot couple of Storybrooke. How the hell are you not banging right now? What the fuck?
And don't give me this, it's a family show BS.
I know, everybody else is banging. Even the dogs in Storybrooke could
I'm
bang.
not even talking about banging. I'm talking about the fact that, Regina's a mass murderer. Rumple's a mass murderer.
Yeah.
I know. People are
all
being
these
raped on the
terrible
show.
things happen on the show, but you can't show a couple that's committed and in love,
Well, that's why
be affectionate and have sex. That's stupid.
That's why I am so kind of pissed off that the finale is airing at 7 o'clock opposed to 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, everybody set your DVRs.
I was like, come on, are you serious? You have to move it, back an hour.
They have too many shows. They have
Doink.
in years past, one of their Sunday night shows has always gotten canceled or ended early before once, and now it hasn't. So they have all 3 shows to air, and so they want to have them all on, so they have to have ones on early.
I don't know. I think that better not stop them from airing things that we want happening. Is what I'm saying. So.
Well, it depends on how long this whole Selena snowing Killian thing goes on. I mean, it depends on what act in the last episode they get back. If they get back in Act 5, then there might be time, because then we'll have the last commercial break for them to get back to Storybrooke and stuff to happen. But if they don't get back until the end of Act 5, then we might be fucked.
I don't know. As long as they can have
Me
like
neither.
something implying like they're taking off each other's clothes at least, or morning after they're wearing bathrobes,
Well,
matching
see,
bathrobes.
but here's the thing. They had that scene with Sam Witwer and Lana and
Yeah.
Jared, and that
Yeah,
looked
I know what
like it was later, like they first get back and they have the thing probably eating at Granny's or whatever, and then maybe that like that's the next day, like that's the day after, and Jekyll wakes up and suddenly he's high and he's wandering around town going, "What the fuck? Where am I?" And Regina's like, "Welcome to Storybrooke" or wherever, some bullshit. So like we're given the
But
impression
why
that at
did
least a day has passed, and maybe it's like a catch. Like we see like Charming and Snow with baby Neil, and we see Regina and Henry hanging out. Regina mourning Robin or whatever, and then they flash to Captain Swan like in their bed. I would be for that,
But the thing that I don't
like a
understand.
montage.
Well, the thing I don't understand with that whole like Regina meeting the other guy is that he gets into Regina's car. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Like that doesn't make any sense. Like, why the hell is he getting in her car and driving away in
Well,
the car?
as
How
the
does he even
other
know how to
guy,
drive? He looks like a Victorian England guy. He looks
But
like.
he saw Charming drive Rumpel's car
We
as
haven't seen
Jekyll.
we haven't seen Killian drive a car, but yet Jekyll can drive.
Killian's only got one hand.
Hey, you can still work with that.
Maybe
But
the magic. Maybe the sideburns are magical.
I
you
drive
know?
with one hand.
Yes.
I
Good
can drive
call,
with one
Rams.
hand
Good call.
sometimes. So, come on. I don't know. That was a scene that didn't make any sense. Like, what's going on with that? That's weird. It's strange, and I think.
Well, I think it's supposed to call back to Elsa walking out of the barn,
Okay, but the thing I'm
like
kind of
visually.
the thing that would make sense for the spacing of these episodes is after 521, assuming that Robin, gets the cut, that there's a space of time, not long, but like maybe a week between that episode and 522. Because it doesn't make any sense that Jared is all happy and going away, and Regina doesn't even look like she's like mourning his death.
But if Regina, no, if Regina gets a moment with Robin before he crosses over and goes into the light and whatever, because let's be real, that's how they're going to make sure Robin can't come back. They're going to pull a Neil and have him, move on and go into the light, whatever, so they can't go to the underworld to get him because he's not down there. So if she has a moment with him and she makes peace with him dying before he dies, then it's possible that her mourning will not be as extreme as it was with Daniel, because Daniel was murdered right in front of her and she never got to say goodbye. And then she met Frank and Daniel, and he was Frank and Daniel, and she had to destroy him herself. So she never got to say goodbye and mourn, but here she will. So that might be why she's not as overtly mourning as you would
Well,
expect.
I mean, yeah, but I think it'd be okay to have like a little gap. Not a long 6 month period gap, but just at least a week maybe, or a few days.
I doubt it, because I mean they're going to want to send the Camelot people back, and we know that Roland is leaving, and
We'll
I
see.
just don't think there's going to be one before the end of the season. Now between 5B and 6A, hell yes, I think there's going to be a time jump, but not now. They rarely do it in the middle of an arc like that.
I hope there is a time jump. That means we can apply 60 times every single day, 3 times a day. So
they almost have to, because Jared does not look 12.
He is gonna be 16
or
years old next
13 or
month.
whatever.
I looked up Jared's birthday. He's supposed to be 16 next month.
Oh,
16
God.
years old. Come on. He's gonna start driving cars soon. So like, come on.
He's as tall as J-Mo now.
He's 6'1". He's
Is
getting
he?
there.
He can't
Wow.
be. He was standing next
Yes,
to
he is.
J-Mo,
That's what
and they were the
Jared
same
said.
height.
Jared said on Twitter his height is 6'1".
That's impossible. That would make him taller than Colin.
No, Colin's
Colin is 5'11", dear. I know this. I've stood next to the man.
I gotta look it up again. But he said he said he was 6'1".
Well, that's impossible. All you have to do is look at the picture of Henry and Emma and Killian all standing in a row, and he is as tall as Jen, and Jen is 5'5".
Maybe he's alright.
I
Maybe
mean,
I got mixed up.
he's clearly like spurting up really fast, so he is probably going to be 6'1" before we know it. But
It's gonna be crazy.
which means they have to do something age-wise. They have to like fast forward at some
Hopefully.
point
Yeah.
and make him at least 14, and just say he had an early growth spurt or something.
Yeah. I hope they have another 6-month gap, whatever. At least a month gap, maybe. I don't know. They need some rest period. Emma has to fall asleep. She hasn't slept in years, apparently.
Oh God, please don't say that. Then the sleeping curse spec will come up again, and that needs to die.
No, guys. No. Fuck that shit. No. It's boring if Emma's on her sleeping curse because she can't do anything. She just can't. You don't want that. We don't need that. We're better than that.
Yeah, we're gonna have literary Jekyll and Hyde. That's gonna be enough. That's fine.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking
We
forward to
need
that.
domestic Captain Swan.
Yeah, that's the whole point of these arcs. If Emma is miserable, Regina is fine. If Emma is fine, Regina is miserable. Regina just lost her soulmate, so she's not going to be not fine. I mean, seriously, look at it this way. Robin dies. She gets a moment with him. She's, sad and upset, but she's not like, oh my God, the world is terrible. I want to tear it all apart kind of mad, like she was last time. But then she gets hit with this Jekyll and Hyde thing, and suddenly she's Regina, who's reasonably okay, and the evil queen, who's like, fuck all this shit, and wants to, destroy the world. And that can be fun. They play both sides of her grief.
Yeah, she goes through the 11 steps of mourning or something. How many steps of mourning is there?
5.
Five.
There's 5, yeah.
Okay, so was that the last question?
It was.
Okay, so I guess if no one else has any other comments to make, the Captain One podcast will be back next week to discuss the Captain One episode finally.
Thank God.
Thank you everyone for listening, and bye.
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 Bye.